And a very good evening to you listening live on the Turbo Sports Group Network, live in Bluefield, West Virginia for a USL PDL matchup between the visiting River City Rovers and the Kings Warriors. Alongside Pete Dreyer, I'm Chase Snyder, bringing you live coverage here from a 2014 regular season game in the beautiful state of West Virginia. Two teams coming into tonight's game with unbeaten records. The Rovers coming in off of a 5-game unbeaten streak, and the Kings Warriors coming in on a 2-game winning streak. And both teams are taking the field right now. Sorry if you've been waiting around to watch the game. There was a 30-minute delay to the kickoff, and it's been kind of a wait-around period for several of the players as the Rovers took a little longer to get here, Pete, from Louisville. It's quite a drive from Louisville from here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good 7-hour trip, and a little bit of traffic can slow you up. But in any case, they are here and ready to play, and should be a good match. Got some great weather, got a good crowd here as well. So looking forward to a fun match.
Well, they've announced the starters. We'll get you caught up on those. For the Rovers, in the midfield will be Berra, and defending Fox and Garcia as a forward, and Ace Ganya, the forward from Lindsey Wilson, and the goalkeeper Daylon Hawes from also a Lindsey Wilson guy from South Africa, 00, and Setho Moshasho, a midfielder from Northern Kentucky, Jerry Ramirez, defender, and Robbie Tarver, center college senior outside back, defender number 3, Dylan Terry, the forward from Evansville, number 5, and rounding out the starting 11 for the Rovers is Suleiman Thomas, a forward from Valpo. For the Kings Warriors, looks pretty similar. A few changes in the lineup. Number 17, Matt Kine, and Vitalis will get a start. In goal will be the Hastings All-American Alex Geyer. Alongside of him, a teammate from Hastings is Jake Ramsey, and we'll get you caught up as kickoff is underway here at the East River Soccer Complex. Going from your screen right to left in the orange and white kits will be the Kings Warriors here in the first half, and going from left to right will be the Rovers in the blue tops and black shorts.
Kings Warriors early on going with a long ball over the top of their striker, Jeremy Payne, getting a throw-in in their half. Always good to be aggressive in the early parts of the game. See if they can do something with it.
4 players in the starting lineup for this Kings Warriors team from the Division III national champions, Messiah College. Jeremy Payne, obviously, if you follow along with Kings Warriors, he's the National Player of the Year in Division III, and also beside him will be Carter Robbins, a defender from a Wesleyan Christian Academy grad back in high school, as well as Matt Kine in there as well. And the other 2 players that I haven't mentioned, Sam Blackman from from Midland, will get the start. Ben Steen, a defender from App State, gets the start as well, and Gideon Asante and Eli Ukpong are the 2 midfielders that will definitely be players to watch in the attacking mindset.
Absolutely. Early on here, both teams trying to figure each other out. Looks like it's going to be a pretty physical match. Some pretty good physical play taking place already, kind of sizing each other up.
Play continues. Ganya with it out wide here to Suleiman Thomas. Gets it taken over by, it looks like, Carter Robbins. Or excuse me, Matt Kine. Matt Kine looks like he's playing as a left back. Number 17. You know, we talk about this Kings Warriors team. It's a very different team early on. There's a shot wide. Geyer with a punch and had a clean look. Number 21.
Yeah, Geyer coming out and not getting a good, clean punch on it and leaving it wide open for the Rovers. A golden chance, the first real chance of the game, goes just high, just wide for the Rovers. That's something that I know the Warriors are going to want to try and clean up here as the game goes along.
Was mentioning it's a very different lineup early on in the season compared to now for the Kings Warriors. I know a lot of people have been talking about the injection of the Messiah players. They were not here early on in the season due to a missions trip overseas.
Yeah, and the way that the league goes, the players get in and have just a short time before matches start. So a lot of that early part of the season is figuring each other out and getting to know each other and finding the right chemistry. So you hope that by this point, you've got the lineup out there that you feel like does the best for you. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes here for both teams.
Interesting to see where they play Jake Ramsey today. We've seen him pretty much in every role throughout the season. I mean, we've seen him play as a target forward. He's played a couple games outside back. There's a nice looking ball over the top, and it's a little too high for the Rovers. It'll be a goal kick for the Kings Warriors.
Nice creative play there in the middle for the Rovers. He poked his head up as he turned and saw the keeper off his line a little bit and tried to sneak it past him. But I think had it been on goal, keeper would have been able to get there in time. But good early creativity coming out of the Rovers' end.
Geyer with the goal kick. Flicked it on from Payne. As the Warriors try to regain possession, there's Payne, goes out wide to Asante, tries to sneak it through and can't get it, and the Rovers take over. Let's see if they can counter here. The last time these two teams played, it was a pretty wide open affair for the Rovers as they took a 3-0 lead in Louisville, or excuse me, a 3-0 win in Louisville in their first meeting. They will meet another time in Kentucky as a part of their 3-game skid throughout this 2014 season.
Yeah, you wonder how much travel plays into some of those games. That's why you play a team there, and then you have them come to your home field as well. So we'll see if that the Warriors can get some of that back tonight, making the Rovers travel in and play on their home turf. But in any case, early on, it appears the Rovers have done real well, and it should be an interesting match.
Ball into the middle. There's Asante. And a good takeover from the Rovers. Looks center mid. We talked about before the game, Pete, the difference in how these teams are made up. I mean, you've got a Rovers team made up of every single player playing at the Division I level except for one player, and that's Robbie Tarver, who plays for D3 Center College. And then you got the Warriors, who are only 4 players play at the Division I level. So they are two drastically different teams in how they recruited their players.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting to see, too, how competitive both teams have been. Obviously, the Rovers have come in off of a 5-game win streak, and the Warriors have done well as of late. But when you get players that are the best from each of the associations, it starts to even out quite a bit.
Absolutely.
But, obviously, as Division I talent, supposed to be, that was a good.
Looks like he's going to call it back. There's a good combination play as Ramsey had kind of made a diagonal run through the box. It slipped through from Asante, and the referee, AR, on the far side puts his flag up. So 6 minutes in here to the first half, and the Warriors did have a good clean look, but Ramsey was just a step offside.
As we were talking earlier, I think it speaks to the different levels of play here in the country with the NAI and even players, top players from Division III, just how good those divisions and how good those teams can be, seeing them all compete here and do well against each other. Blackman
gets it out wide. Two Warriors teammates, and it looks like Ramsey is offside against. It's interesting, the two of those guys, Blackman and Ramsey, they're rivals in college. They're in the same conference, Hastings and Midland, and now they're teammates here, the Kings Warriors. An interesting side story, if you will. Good possession here by the Rovers. Gagne holds it up well, gets it off his foot, and the tackle from the back will give a free kick to the Rovers.
Yeah, you can see the Warriors really trying to condense space defensively, making it difficult to play through and to play into gaps for the Rovers. And the Warriors so far have done a pretty nice job. In transition is where they've allowed the Rovers to get in behind them, but doing a good job staying tight defensively.
Joel Craig lets that one fly, tries to pick out his forward. Craig playing as a right back, the senior from Evansville. Played for the club team Blast FC in Ohio. Ball still stayed in play after a nice move from Jerry Ramirez. Just outside the 18, Rovers still with it, tried to chip it forward. Missed clearance. Rovers with a chance, low ball, and it was deflected off of a Warriors defender, and Geyer was able to clean it up.
Yeah, again, a missed touch there in the back, and coming close to another great opportunity for the Rovers. Want to be sure of your touches in the back, especially in the box, and I think the best two opportunities for the Rovers so far have come off of just bad touches in the back.
Get in with it, tries to sneak it through, and it's just getting a little bit away from him. Here's Sam Blackman from distance, and it's off to the left just a little bit. You notice inside the 18s, the field isn't completely leveled. If you notice, right in the middle of the penalty range to the box. I mean, if you get a ball that's played into the middle there, and you could see it on that shot, and even on the bad clearance from the Warriors, it's a little bit lopsided there.
Yeah, it looks like there's been a lot of work in there. You hope that that's the area that's nice and cleaned up, but you know, a lot of matches get played, a lot of players spend their time in that area, and it tends to get chewed up a little bit more. So that is a factor that could lead to a bad touch in the back, could lead to a ball not struck as hard as you would want it to by a striker. Good ball here to the corner.
Into the corners. Still stayed in play, served it in, and it's going to be cleared, but for a corner kick as the Rovers earn their first corner kick of the night. They'll take their time here on the set piece. First corner of the evening for either side. Service comes in with the left foot. Nice curling ball in the back post, and it's punched away from Alex Geyer. Good punch, but he does punch it out for another corner kick.
Yeah, good by the keeper to come out and get a good fist on it. We'll have to get ready to do it again here as the ball's getting ready to be played in from the opposite side.
Another corner kick coming in. Nice curling ball, and it's up in the air, and looks like they're called for the push in the back, so it will be a free kick for the Kings Warriors. And we talked about them both coming in on streaks. It's been an unbeaten streak, and necessarily not all wins for those last 5 games for the Rovers. It actually started when they got the win against the Kings Warriors. They've had another win and then 3 draws in that time period. But they are in 5th place in the South Atlantic Division behind the Bantams and the Kings Warriors. Kings Warriors currently sit in 3rd place in the division. Here's Jeremy Payne right in the middle of the park, and it's a turnover right in the middle. Didn't get a whole lot on it. Nice turn and nice recovery speed from Fubara. Fubara, playing in a center mid role, is ETSU recent grad, played all 4 years there.
It's good work to come back. That's what you want from your midfielders, some hard work and tracking back defensively. Oh, good throw in here for not able to do anything with it.
Here's Blackman now with it, looking to counter for the Kings Warriors. Payne lays it back to Blackman. A lot of work for Blackman in the midfield tonight. Plays it out wide.
Warriors here to get some possession. This is a good stretch for them. Keep the ball a little bit. Let them find some shape.
Ben Steen playing outside back tonight, out on the far right. See that they're kind of getting into the rhythm now. Both teams starting to try to find a little bit more possession.
Yeah, that first 10 minutes is it's a little crazy. A lot of adrenaline as the game gets started, and figure out who you're matched up against on the other side of the ball. And yeah, good 10 to 15 minutes into the game, you start to find that rhythm. So we'll see if teams can settle in and start to possess a little bit better and find some more chances on net.
Trying to filter it through here, out on the far side. Good ball. Payne tried to reach it. It was just a little too high for him. Another possession for Blackman. Blackman outside to Ramsey. Ramsey will play it back. Here's a curling ball that's on the ground. Payne with it with a man on his back. He'll go out wide. Asante tried to bring it down and couldn't get to it in time.
Yeah, you can see Jeremy Payne there. A nice big target for the Warriors up top. They'll look to find his feet and look for some of the creative play to come off of him.
Payne, a part of that 24-1 Messiah team that has won yet another Division III national championship. Falcons a premier team in that division.
That play was set up nicely. They were getting some numbers in the box. A bad giveaway there in the attacking third.
Great tackle from Blackman there, able to keep possession for the Kings Warriors. Again, going through the middle to Fabara, back to Blackman, to Fabara again. It's good possession here from the Warriors. A lot of 1-2 touch passing here. Here's Ramsey, beats his defender with a strike. It gets deflected. Sam Blackman tries to keep possession, and the Rovers do take it over. But a nice move there from Ramsey.
Yeah, good chance on it. Looked like he got a good strike on it, but good defending to step in front of the ball and keep it from going in towards the keeper.
Here's a counter looking from the Rovers with a chance at the top of the box and easily gathered from Geyer.
Good counter by the Rovers, getting back quickly, catching a lot of the midfield from the Warriors, still behind or in front of the ball.
We talked about Ramsey playing as an outside back. It's probably not his ideal role. He was a forward for Chris Crank's side at Hastings, and obviously was a key integral part to their success the last couple years as a senior coming in now. He finished with 12 goals last year, was an all-pack or all-G-Pack first-team conference player alongside of his teammate here, Sam Blackman, who plays at Midland.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier, Chase, the 1 and 2 touch play, and when it's going, it looks nice, and it seems to be very productive for the Kings Warriors. In many cases, you see a lot of dribbling. It's just not producing quite the same results. Both teams still look like they're trying to get familiar and establish a rhythm. Neither team really establishing themselves over the other.
Nice move. Ramsey with the nice win, and it's going to be rewarded with his hard work as he was the first to the ball and a tackle from the back from Jerry Ramirez, who's able to at least kind of hinder the counterattack that Ramsey was probably on. A very smart professional move on his part.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little bit of grass in front of him to run, and good recognition to challenge the ball and try and slow up the attack.
A junior out of Louisville. Played in 14 of the 16 matches for the Cardinals this past year, Kenlola side. You know, Louisville's a big soccer city, and you know, it's a good spot for the Rovers to be. Obviously, they've just gotten the franchise for USL Pro now, as Orlando City has sold their rights to their franchise for the USL Pro to Louisville, and obviously the success of Louisville's. The University of Louisville's soccer team, they've got a new soccer-specific stadium that's going to be opened this fall. Here's a good ball from the Kings Warriors. Asante within the corner, plays it back. Fubara with a chance, doesn't hit it cleanly, and it'll be easily cleared from the Rovers.
Good opportunity there for the Warriors to, with numbers in the box and a crowded box, getting a shot from outside can cause a lot of havoc for the keeper. Unfortunately, it wasn't a good strike.
Good flick on from the Rovers. Here's a shot, and it's not too threatening of a chance for Louisville side.
For a keeper, those are always the shots that you want to see.
Absolutely.
Ones that bounce off your foot the wrong way and end up 15 yards off goal. Yeah, it's been a struggle for the teams to get a good clean shot off. Both taking shots, but not getting a good foot on it, not really putting the keeper in much trouble.
perfect night for soccer here at the East River Soccer Complex. Thanks for joining us here on the Turbo Sports Network for the stream of the week in West Virginia. One of the first games we've done in the PDLs this year.
Good run through on the midfielder. Players in the field calling for a handball, didn't get it.
Asante tried to sneak it through. Out wide now. Ramirez with it will have some space if he wants to. Nice track down from Ramsey to close some space. And now Blackman defends well on Ramirez. Ramirez will try to play it back to one of his center backs, and he does.
You can see Jeremy Payne pressing all the way up on the center backs, trying to make play predictable and push the Rovers into one side of the field. Good overlapping run there.
Rovers with a chance here at the corner of the 18. Plays it into the middle and cleared out.
They had two runners in the box there. It looks like both defenders there for the Warriors had them marked up. Good play by the center back.
20 minutes in, still 0-0 here at the East River Soccer Complex.
Last two corners for the Rovers, they had good service right in the middle of the box. Made the keeper come out and punch one. The next one they had a foul called, but looks like they have good service. See if they can get ahead on it or get connected on one of these crosses.
First one from the far side, third one total tonight for the Rovers on the corner kicks. Nice clearance there from Ben Steen, the App State defender. Again, Rovers with the ball, trying to get into the box, trying to get down the byline, serves it in, not with enough pace to get it past the Warriors, and now they're off on the track to try to get a counter going.
This is dangerous here for the Warriors. A good 1v1 player here on the ball. See if we can do anything with it.
Sante leaves it off for Payne. Payne tries to sneak it through and can't.
He's just half a touch off.
Foul from Steen. That was a good breakup play on the counter there from the App State defender. And you saw how Ukpong had come all the way over from the right side, came all the way over to receive the ball from the left, and then tried to sneak the ball through to, or lay it off to Jeremy Payne, who was just trying to make one little touch to sneak through two defenders and couldn't get there in time, or couldn't make it through in time, and cleared out from the Rovers. And Rovers will have a restart here right in the middle of the pitch.
That's good for the Warriors. He's a dynamic player on the outside to get a counter-attack and to get your best 1v1 player going 1v1 against their defense. Sets up a good chance. If they get more opportunities like that, that will be very good for the Kings Warriors.
P, looks like, if I can see it correctly, it looks like Warriors are playing a 4-5-1 with one defensive mid in Fubara and two attacking mids. Ramsey plays a well-driven ball into the middle of the box, and it's cleared out from the Rovers.
Yeah, they're looking for Jeremy Payne up top to be the big target, and they've got a couple midfielders dropped in right underneath them.
Here's a good ball up to Gagne. Can he get there in time? Nope. Geyer was able to clear off his box and came about 3 steps outside of it to clear it. Good recognition from the Hastings junior. Well, from the sights of it, you wouldn't think this was a 3-0 match from the last time they played.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been pretty even. No real clear advantage to either team at this point. Both getting some chances, but yeah, definitely not a 3-0 type game this time around.
And we would talk about before the game the elevation here in West Virginia. We've seen it before, and I'm sure the other teams have experienced that when they come here to the Mountain State, and that's the change in the climate. Here's a ball on the right side. Ramirez had come all the way front, poked it right in the middle, and couldn't get enough on it as it's driven right into the hands of Geyer. A great chance from River City to get on the board early here in the first half, and he couldn't put it in one of the corners.
Yeah, nice play out wide here by the Rovers to get to the end line and play a good ball back. And important in that play is the guy on the far side getting in front of his defender and getting a foot on it first. if you're the Kings Warriors, you want to make sure that you're first to the ball defensively, and they got beat that time.
Both center backs have been pushed out wide here, and it created Ben Steen to have to come all the way into the middle of the park, and he got beat by about a half a step, which enabled the Rovers attacker to get a foot on it. Unfortunately for the Rovers, they couldn't find a corner to get it past Alex Geyer.
Good opportunity coming up here. This is a good angle for a free kick. They're going to get some of their bigger bodies here in the box. See if we can get a good service. Get ahead on the ball.
Asante behind the ball for the Kings Warriors. 2 men in the wall for the Rovers. Right-footed strike into the middle. Payne with a look on it. Hits one of the Rovers' heads as well, and it's deflected out, and now the Rovers on the counter.
That was a good looking free kick there for the Warriors. They had their line backed all the way up towards the goal. You usually don't see a defense drop that back in on a free kick, but they were able to defend it well and almost got out on a little bit of a counter, but well defended by the Warriors.
Atamafak and Asante were the two behind the ball on that free kick.
Jeremy Payne still doing some work up top, trying to keep the center backs busy.
'25th minute here in first half action in the South Atlantic Division of the Eastern Conference.
A giveaway there by the Warriors. Tried to sneak one through to an advancing midfielder, sniffed out by the goalkeeper.
You can tell the class of the goalkeepers on the Warriors roster. A very deep goalkeeping roster. We talked about that before the match, and Geyer is just one of the three that really would be a coach's gift to have any three that are on the roster. Here's a good service ball into the middle, headed on, and it was a little too high.
Again, the Rovers getting the ball out wide, getting good service in, and they're first to the ball in the box. That time, looked like Carter Robbins put a little bit of pressure on him, didn't give him a good angle to head the ball. Got his body into him, made him head the ball over the bar. But the Rovers getting good chances off balls out wide, getting good runs into the box.
Absolutely. Suleiman Thomas, the forward, had the head on it, just couldn't get a corner. Nice flick on from the Kings Warriors here. Brought down by Jake Ramsey. Now with it on his left foot, tries to pull it back, does. Has two guys on it. He'll try to find some help here, and he does. Fubara now over to Blackman in the middle of the field. Plays a 1-2 touch with Asante. And he says move on and get up. As the center official continues play, thought he probably dove on the play.
Handball there as he slipped and tried to cut inside. Unfortunate, looked like he had beat his defender. Warriors coming back the other way.
Good competitive even match here at the East River Soccer Complex for really what's an important match for both teams, both in the top 5 of their division. And if you know much about the PDL, it's a very well-structured league. And here's Payne, and they're going to give a foul on him as he put a little bit too much body in it and knocked off one of the Rovers players. But you can tell just the size and the pace of Jeremy Payne.
Yeah, he's a handful up top. He's been able to get stuck in. They found his feet a handful of times, and he's been close on a turn or two in the box, just maybe a half step off. But no doubt the Rovers are keying on him and not giving him too much space in the back. Oh, lazy ball there.
As they give it away. And it's going to stay in the possession of the of the River City Rovers. They're in the process of a name change up in Louisville for this team, and they've kind of already started that process as they are going to be switching from River City to Derby City Rovers in the meantime. So if you've kind of watched them over the last 2 years, you've seen that happen. Here's a good service ball, and nobody's there as the keeper comes off of his line, the Lindsey Wilson sophomore.
Kings Warriors want to get their outside backs involved. You can see advancing forward, it allows for a few more numbers to get into the box, creates more passing options, more options for service in, especially when you got a guy up there like Jeremy Payne, a big target. If you can get a couple other numbers around him, Ramsey and others, getting an outside back service gives you more options.
Payne trying to get back to it. It wasn't the best ball from Steen.
Referee lets him play on. Coaches on the sideline don't like that very much. Another long distance attempt by the Rovers.
Trying to catch Geyer off his line a little bit. And it's probably not a bad option to try right now with that sun in his face too.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see his hand over his eyes right now. I'm sure the coach mentioned something to that effect before the game.
Absolutely.
The sun's going to set right there. It can be problematic.
About half the pitch if you're watching it online, and there's a hard tackle from behind as Sante was taken out from his counter from Alejandro Garcia, the forward from Cincinnati. Garcia is an interesting story too. He comes well regarded at the junior college level. Was an all-star, an All-American at Darton State in Georgia for 2 years. Bagged a ton of goals, 18 goals in 2013 for the junior college side, and now he transfers into Cincinnati as a junior. And you can tell he's just a proven goal scorer and willing to get back in the defense and tackle a little bit as well.
Again, one of the neat things about the league, the number of players coming from different associations really highlights the quality of play over junior college, 4-year NAI, NCAA. Really get an opportunity to see guys from different levels.
Gagne, the NAI standout for Lindsey Wilson, beats Asante, has another player on his back with the left foot, and
looked like he was trying to slide that through. Didn't look like a shot, but a good run.
Gagne has been a player for the Rovers who's well regarded, but he's coming, I think, off an injury or I don't know the situation. He's only appeared in one game, but they're high on him, and he had a standout season for the Blue Raiders and Ray Wells' squad. Here's some pressure up top from the Rovers, giving the Warriors just a little bit of trouble.
Good composure by Robbins to keep possession, find big target up top. Dumps off to his center midfielder Blackman, and now the Warriors are in the attack.
Ramsey with it, sees Blackman. Blackman trying to keep it in bounds on the byline. He does. He'll try to play it back. Good service ball. And good job from Hawes to come and gather it. And you notice Vitalis coming up from a center back role and always coming into the attack.
Yeah, he's got a strong left foot, making his way up the left side of the field. He's put in a couple good services. That wasn't a bad service. Keeper was able to come out and get it. But that's what they're hoping for, get him involved and get numbers in the box.
We've noticed him and Robbins have been swapping from left back to left center back off and on. And it probably is a good relationship between the two of them that allows both of them to get forward when they want to, but they also know their roles and when they should. We saw a good example of that in the men's national team game, and DeAndre Ledden, and probably lessons he learned in when should he attack as an outside back and when he shouldn't.
Absolutely exciting to see some of the young guys for the U.S. team get opportunities. Here again, we see good 1- and 2-touch play.
Asante tries to keep it in, and a good work off of the two of them.
Again, the play started from a good ball to Jeremy Payne up top. He held it nicely, found one of his midfielders, found a quick switch. All 1- and 2-touch play. That's good play from the Warriors. And they've really started over these last about 5 to 10 minutes, asserting their style of play a little bit more so than what we're seeing out of the Rovers.
Second corner kick for the Kings Warriors. Blackman to take it on this near side. And again, Hawes comes off his line. Hawes has played every minute here for the River City squad this season.
It's a good grab by the goalkeeper from the Rovers. He good hands, came out nicely. It was a good service by the Warriors, but well played in the back by the keeper.
Given up 11 goals this season so far out of only 8 games.
Impressive throw, too. That was a good 55, 60-yard throw. Fortunately for the Kings Warriors, they had cover back. Good win there in the midfield.
Blackman tries to switch the point of attack. Ukpong tries to find Asante, finally does. Good defending there from the Rovers, deny the space, deny the pass.
Good turn there by Fubara. You could see, again, a little bit more dribbling by the Warriors, not able to hold possession quite as long.
Here's Asante, lays it off. Nice work there from Robbins to keep it in play, or excuse me, keep it in possession. Here's Steen. Plays it right in the middle to Fubara. Good defending, though. There's 3 Rovers Cities guys really right around him, but somehow he's able to squeak out and draw the foul. 34th minute here at the East River Soccer Complex. Thanks for joining us on the Turbo Sports Group Network for the stream of the week. Thanks to the Kings Warriors for allowing our group to come in and produce this match. Turbo Sports is a soccer-specific streaming company. Only a handful of teams in the league this year are doing streaming packages, and it's great to be able to do this for 2 teams that aren't doing it during the regular season but can at least highlight one match that we're able to do as that ball sailed over the Rover City defenders from Blackman, trying to pinpoint Payne, but it was just a little over his head.
Rovers doing a good job plugging up the middle of the field. Warriors trying to probe and find gaps and being forced out wide.
Good chance from the Rover City to get a quick flick on, and was just a little too much touch from the forward.
Ball back into Fubara here. You can see that he's setting up the offense, so to speak. Always around the ball with the backs, interchanging with Blackman.
Both these teams still trying to hunt for first place, and it helped a little bit that the team in last place, the Bantams, came from behind to beat the first place team in the Cincinnati Dutch Lions last night in Columbia, and so that's going to help the case for the Warriors in trying to snag back a few points. And as we know, and if you followers at home know much about the league, but only one team qualifies out of each division for the playoffs, and so it's there's a lot of teams. There's upwards of 80 teams in the PDL this year, and so they limit the amount that get through the playoffs. So it's very important that the regular season, that your team obviously is at the top of the division in order to advance.
Yeah, great opportunity tonight for the Warriors to get a couple points back.
Unbeaten at home this season at 3-0-1 are the Kings Warriors. Asante with it. Fubara was able to track it down, though.
The Rovers really tightening up there in the middle. You can see they had about 5 or 6 guys around the ball. Warriors still trying to push it through, not being very successful.
Good quick move on the left side over there from the Rovers, and it creates Ukpong to have to make a strong tackle, and it'll be a free kick for the Rovers right at the midfield line. Here's Thomas. Thomas with some space, but now quickly tracked down by 2 Warriors. Sam Blackman comes from behind.
That's not what you want from, well, that's what you do want from your midfielders, tracking back, but guy with the ball is going away from goal. He's dribbling away. No need to go in and make a foul there. You've got him where you want him, pushing him out of bounds. Brings up a dangerous opportunity for the Rovers.
Absolutely, Pete. 37th minute here. First half scoreless between the Rovers and Kings Warriors. Far side, just outside the 18-yard box. Tries to play it back post, wide open, and just a little too high for him to really get much on it.
Yeah, it looked like he got away from his man. The service been a little bit better. He might have been able to put it back on frame. Those are the chances you want to try to eliminate as best you can. The fouls clumsy fouls outside the box.
And I'll need to find out who 21 is for the Rovers. He's not on the roster sheet, but he's been effective.
There he is on the ball again, looking to make a run out wide, see if they can find him. Vitalis hunts it out.
A little more possession here now for Rover City. Gagne with it right in the middle of the park, tries to find number 21 on the far side, has a chance, and there's the back of the goal for the first goal of the game. And right when we talked about him, he finds the back of the net for Rover City.
He's been pretty active on the outside, making runs, trying to time out his run. Just right, that time he did. He got in behind the defense. Good ball in over the top. Composed finish, got his body over the ball and tucked it underneath the keeper.
Excuse me, I had said Rover City earlier. I apologize, River City Rovers. And as he scores, he goes down on an injury. It doesn't look good. He's asking for a trainer to take a look.
I couldn't tell if the keeper came out, made any contact, or if he had landed on his foot. Looked like he's holding his ankle. Might have twisted it as he landed. I'm not sure.
Well, a great ball from Ace Gagne out of the midfield. Played it a perfect lofting ball over the left back for the Kings Warriors into space.
Alejandro Garcia started that play as well, just with a simple little header back down to keep possession to his teammate. And then a couple little 1-2 passes in the middle of the field, and he escaped and got behind the defense.
And yeah, that was Garcia. He's wearing number 21. They have some, maybe they're wearing different jerseys tonight, but that was definitely Garcia.
Now 40 minutes into the first half here, and just as the Kings Warriors were starting to put some things together, River City took back a little bit of the possession and was able to capitalize on it.
And for a second here, the Rovers will play with a man down as Garcia's carted off the field. Warriors looking to quickly counter on the restart.
He's still being helped as he walks. I don't know if they're going to be able to get anybody else in for him, or if he's going to try and get back in the game. Opportunity now for the Warriors, going up a man for the short term.
Well, it looks like their head coach is the one helping them, so he'll have to wait till he gets back to decide what he wants to do. So you're looking at least a couple minutes here before the Rovers can get a fresh leg in there if they decide to swap out Garcia. And just as we had bragged about Garcia and what he had done at the junior college level, he takes a perfect touch from Gagne and strikes it in the back of the net underneath the diving Alex Geyer.
Again, more dribbling in the middle for the Warriors, trying to make things happen, trying to create. Rovers doing a good job of staying tight and compact and winning the ball. A referee getting in the way there. This could create an opportunity for the Warriors.
Blackman puts it into Payne. Payne back to Blackman. Now to Ramsey on the left side. Plays a long ball over all the defenders. They're going to keep it in bounds, and it's going to be out for a goal kick. As the Rovers do have a few guys warming up on the sideline. A perfect night here for soccer as some clouds move through above the main pitch here. A cool night, 70 or so.
Yeah, not much of a breeze here, just feels good. A little bit of rain earlier in the day. An ideal night for a match. Looked like they made a substitution.
We'll get you that sub here in a second as Daylon Hawes takes the goal kick for the Rovers. 42nd minute as the Rovers have taken the lead here in the first goal of the night for either team. Here's Fubara.
Things right now for the Warriors not getting much width, some runs out of the back, even going a little too far inside, making it easy on the Rovers to defend. They've plugged up the middle real well.
Chance here from about 35 out on the far side. Will set up a good free kick opportunity for the Kings Warriors. One man looks like will be in the wall. Ball driven in. Good chance. Benstein in it. And a good header. Not much from a save for Daylon Hawes he had to make. It was a headed ball straight into his gloves. They'll look to reset here, though.
Good opportunity for the Warriors there, getting ahead on the far post, heading it back to the near post. Good save by the keeper. Nobody following that second shot up, though. Keeper punched it out right in front of him.
Steen with a man on his back was trying to clear it out of bounds, and actually it stayed in bounds. Steen wins it back. Ukpong with it. Fubara with a man on his back and gets taken out from behind as the referee will call for the free kick.
Is that Fubara?
Looks like it, yeah. It's interesting. You saw the play was starting to go the Kings Warriors ways, and all of a sudden, that's the name of the game.
That's why you like to have creative, smart players on your team that understand when to make runs. And even though the game may be going a certain way, there's still an opportunity to sneak behind the defense if the defense isn't paying attention, and that's exactly what they did.
And as cruel as the game is, that's the beauty behind it as well. You have a team that could maybe outpossessing and starting to create things, and then all of a sudden on a counter, there's a goal, and now it's 1-0 in favor of the away side. Another corner kick opportunity for the Kings Warriors. Left-footed ball bent in, headed out from the Rovers. Fubara tracks it down, though.
They're going to try it again here. They get it back to, looks like Vitalis.
He's all over the field.
He is. Naturally on the left side, now on the other side of the field. Looked like he stayed over there after his corner kick.
He likes to take set pieces, I've noticed. I mean, he was in there with Sante on the free kick just outside the box earlier in the half, and he's taking the corner kicks, and looks like that's going to be it for the first half here at the East River Soccer Complex. We'll be back in just a few minutes with second half action. We had just the one goal in the first half, and that came in the 38th minute. Compliments of Alejandro Garcia, the forward out of Cincinnati, assisted by Ace Gagne from Lindsey Wilson. We'll go into the break. It's 1-0 in favor of the River City Rovers over the Southwest West Virginia Kings Warriors. We'll be back in a moment right after this break. And welcome back here to first half action, and we're into the halftime period between the home team in the southwestern West Virginia Kings Warriors taking on the away side in the River City Rovers. 1-0 the score after 45 minutes here at the East River Soccer Complex. Thanks for joining us here on the Turbo Sports Group Network. Don't forget, you can follow along with Turbo Sports on Twitter at Turbo Sports. Catch up on all the latest news and their productions going on. A very soccer-specific company is TSG, doing a lot of different things, and you can definitely catch up on what they're doing. If you're interested in any services from Turbo Sports, you can learn more about their services on their website at www.turbosportsgroup.com. A few broadcasts coming up for Turbo Sports. Their group will move on to IMG Academy in just south of Tampa, Florida, in Bradenton, as they will be producing the USL Super 20 Finals. That's coming up in just a few weeks in July. And then from there, they'll move to Southern California, as they will be streaming and producing the U.S. Soccer Developmental Academy playoffs, and those playoffs are just getting ready to get underway. They're in their qualifying stages right now, as the finals will take place at the StubHub Center. Alongside of the Developmental Academy playoffs will also be a small 4-team tournament that the U.S. national team, under 20 men's national team, will be playing in, and Turbo Sports will be there to cover both of those events going on, where the LA Galaxy play their matches at the StubHub Center in Southern California. From there, the Turbo Sports production teams will head up out back east, north from where we're at now, to Germantown, Maryland, just outside of Washington, D.C., and Baltimore for the premier tournament of the year, if you want to say, at the club level in the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. The regionals are just finishing up across the country in 4 different regions, and the qualifying stages are about to wrap up, and then the teams will be coming on just later this month to DC. That will be a huge production for Turbo Sports in 5 simultaneous fields with multiple cameras on each field, and we'll be covering close to 85 live games in 1 week in D.C. Following that, the productions will head back south down to Tampa in the Bradenton greater area in Florida at the prestigious IMG Academy, as they will be producing the USL W League Finals and the Women's 20s Finals, a part of a series with the United Soccer Leagues. Again, the PDL is also a part of the USL, and we're glad to be able to bring you live coverage of this PDL match in West Virginia. Alongside of those matches, Turbo Sports is the exclusive provider of several USL Pro teams in the league this year, including the Wilmington Hammerheads and the Richmond Kickers. We've got about 3 to 4 minutes left here until second half kickoff. We'll be back here with more action and the second half of the Kings Warriors and River City Rovers. We'll be back with more action right after this short break. And back to second half action here at the East River Soccer Complex in Bluefield, West Virginia. Thanks for joining us on the Turbo Sports Group Network. 1-0 in favor of the away side in the Rovers, as both teams have taken the field for second half action. If you're just joining us, a 38th minute goal by Garcia has given River City the lead. They will be going from right to left on your television or computer screen, and in the orange-white kits, the Kings Warriors going from left to right. River City will get the kickoff here in the second half. One substitution made in the halftime break was Eric Nito coming into the match for Ace Gagne. Gagne will be taking a seat here and had gotten a quality first 45 minutes in for the Rovers, but he now has been replaced by Nito.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what each team does coming out in the second half. Any adjustments made, any strategies changed. Similar to the first half, the first couple minutes, feeling each other out, trying to get some momentum going here for the half.
Starting to get a little chilly here at the East River Soccer Complex as the sun has set for the most part here in Bluefield. First time for the Kings Warriors playing here at this complex this season, or excuse me, for the whole year, as this is their they've moved from just north in West Virginia in Beckley, which is about 30 minutes north of here, and they had played their first 2 seasons in that area and have moved down south near the West Virginia border to move complexes, and has turned out to be a good situation for the Warriors and their training situation and all the way around, to have a nice complex here to call home for the 2014 season.
Dangerous chance there for the Rovers. Looked like the Warriors had players marked out in the box.
Early.
You're absolutely right, Chase. It's been well received here in Bluefield. The Kings Warriors team, they have their schedules all around town, have been involved in the community, and a lot of fans coming out over the last few weeks and excited to have soccer. A lot of kids in this area participate in the soccer league and at this complex specifically. So a great opportunity for a team to come in and gain a lot of support from the 2 Bluefields.
East River Soccer Complex. They've got the youth association here, East River Soccer Association. A good, like you said, a good chunk of kids that are in that association. Close to 700-800 kids, I've been told, and it's just continuing to grow. A good youth grassroots system for the very young age kids that do stuff here in the fall, and obviously it's the same way pretty much wherever you're at across the country now. I mean, it's just getting to a great point in our country, getting Asante with the ball.
He's trying to tee himself up there. It looked like the ball just kind of stayed away from him a bit, couldn't get a shot off, ended up giving the ball away. But the Warriors get it back, play it back to the keeper, and look to reset.
No changes for the Kings Warriors here. Entering the second half, you'll definitely see some changes, I would assume, in the second half. Whether it's in the 60th minute, where you typically start to see a few changes, as Scott Rittenauer will start to look to his bench, and especially if they can't get a goal, they're going to be looking to go to some new players, maybe some fresh legs.
Good run here by Blackman. Some good possession play out of the back. Ball back to the post. Gets a head on it, not much mustard on it. Easily scooped up by the keeper.
Eli Ukpong with the chance. The senior Nigerian from Lindsey Wilson. Payne with it in the corner. Couldn't find any space as he tried to work down the byline. Pulls it back all the way back to the 18. Here's a good strike from distance. It hit his own player. Ukpong got hit from Asante's strike. Didn't really have enough on it anyways, I don't think, to really do much.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was going to be much of a problem for the keeper. Looked like it might have been heading wide. But in any case, ball quickly won back by the Warriors as they look to bring in another attack.
3 Lindsey Wilson players total on this on the field right now, or actually not anymore, as Ganya had gone through. Here's a good chance and a nice strike in the back of the net for looks like Jake Ramsey with the goal.
Oh, great run in by Ramsey. Good run in behind the defense, a diagonal run leads to a straight ball from Asante and a one-time finish in the upper corner.
And an absolutely incredible finish from the Hastings player. Came all the way from the opposite side of the pitch where he normally is playing, and like you said, made a great run, but even a better finish.
Oh, quality finish. It had to be nice, and it was.
Cracks it and puts it up in the upper left 90 for the equalizer here in the 50th minute, and now the Warriors have evened the scoreline at 1-1.
Warriors look to be coming out with a little bit more intensity this half. Even that last goal getting started, losing possession, quickly winning it back, and then producing a nice goal. Blackman all over the midfield so far in this early start of the second half.
Blackman has played a very, very good game for the Warriors tonight and has been really involved in everything going forward.
See some good interchange, some good runs off the ball by the Warriors here. That might have been a focus there at the halftime, getting runs off the ball, especially in and around the box.
Here's another chance. Oh, good move from River City to get to it first. It looked like Ramsey was about to sneak in front of the defender and get in some open space. Sam Blackman gets taken over.
It was a good win by the Rovers there. They had it. They had Ramsey wide open on the wing, but couldn't sneak the ball through. Good to cut off the passing angle.
As a good move from Jerry Ramirez to read the pass, take it over. He played the ball out wide and moving into the final third, and the final ball wasn't what he was expecting it to be from his teammate, as it was sailed out of bounds for a goal kick.
Good win in the air. Jeremy Payne has been a big physical presence for the Kings Warriors, winning a lot of the balls played up to him. Oh, nice.
Ukbong with it.
Middle.
Out wide. And tried to chip it forward to Payne and couldn't get it to him. Good opportunity for the Kings Warriors.
Another good play by the Warriors. Switching the ball, going east-west. Finding an opportunity to play a good ball across. Looks like he had a runner, but just missed his target.
Vitalis Tamafak had taken the ball from the far left side, driv it forward and tried to find Payne, but couldn't find the head of the big target forward.
Offside. Kings Warriors just waiting for the official to put the flag up. Finally does. Kind of a lazy pass there. He'd been offside for a little bit, didn't bother to get back on and turn over. Now the Warriors bring the ball up the field on the far side.
Here at the East River Soccer Complex in Bluefield, West Virginia, on behalf of all of us at the Kings Warriors, welcome tonight. I'm public address announcer Tim Donnelly, and glad that you're here. Warriors
Gideon Asante with it.
in a good one tonight. Southern West Virginia got behind.
Gideon losing the ball again, trying to create something through the middle of the field. The Rovers doing a good job of plugging up. And here's a counterattack opportunity.
This early part of the second half, and it's 1-1. And a great game.
Oh, sniffed out well by the center back there to break up the play.
Matt Kine in the middle of the park, another Messiah guy playing in the center back role.
Alongside his teammate, Carter. You'd imagine that they've got good chemistry, understanding each other, when to step, when to drop. Carter clears that one out. You can see they've got it plugged up nicely, trying to keep it nice and compact there defensively.
Looking at a lot of these players on both sides, not a lot of young players. Most of the guys are either juniors or seniors. Good tackle from Sam Blackman.
Sam Blackman's been very active, and now the Kings Warriors are on a break.
One-on-one opportunity. Gideon Asante decides to go far post with a chance header and missed it wide. And he's going to be called off. Jeremy Payne with an opportunity, but was called offside. But you could see the speed that Asante possesses. I mean, an opportunity to just get into open space and create that opportunity. I'm surprised he didn't. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go all the way to goal and at least try to beat his last defender.
Yeah, it looked like that's where he was headed. He's a handful when he's got space. Another offside call there, this time on the Rovers. But that's what the Warriors want. They want to find him with space to go at players 1v1, create opportunities like he did there. Here he is again.
Sylvain Thomas, the forward for the Rovers, has been pretty silent so far tonight. Here's a good chance. Blackman has some space. Will take a rip, and it's right at the goalkeeper. But a lot of open space. Had a clear opportunity on frame, but just couldn't put it away from Hawes. Hawes starting to get a little bit more vocal with his defense now.
Looks like the Warriors are winning the early battle here in the midfield. I don't think his keeper for the Rovers likes the amount of space and the creativity going on here for the Warriors. And here they go again.
Asante sends it in, looking for the handball, and it is, but is it inside the box? They're going to call it just outside the box.
Great opportunity here for the Warriors.
And I'm saying, it's right outside the box. It may even be on the line. But this is an incredible opportunity for the Kings Warriors in the 57th minute. And again, like we talked about, it's Vitalis behind the ball with the free kick. He'll put it on frame. And Ben Steen was trying to flick it on. I don't even know if that was really intended to be that way because it had so much pace behind it, and Steen basically ran into the play.
Looked like he had to just adjust based on where the ball was coming in and how quick it was coming in. Somewhat of a wasted opportunity for the Warriors there, but
absolutely. Good chance squandered for the Warriors, but they are on track to continue to push forward as you've seen them hold quite a bit of the possession here in the second half. Ukpong out wide, beats his defender, goes down the byline, chips it high, and just a little bit too high as he hit it.
Good aggressive play by the outside back there, or outside midfielder. Does well to beat the defender, and that's the spot that you want to be in, obviously with a better service.
Well, the Warriors have the players they need on the outside to beat these defenders. It's just a matter of getting a good ball in afterwards.
That final pass always seems to be the most difficult one.
River City having some trouble finding possession. There's a good layoff from Thomas. Plays it out wide. And there's going to be a tackle on, looks like Robbins. Robbins had to come out of the center back role and make the tackle.
If we remember in the first half, when the Warriors started to get a little bit of control, that's when the Rovers struck for their first goal. So possession and getting a lot of chances early is a good thing, but you always have to be ready for counter-attack opportunities.
Rovers with the free kick on that far side. ball in, and it looks like Blackman was the first in and able to clear it off of his head. Rovers continue with possession. Robbie Tarver tried to put it into the mix of all the Rovers.
There was Blackman again, wrecking the play in the middle of the field. There's Jeremy Payne putting pressure on the ball, trying to keep the Rovers going one direction, and they win it back.
Rovers a little upset over the call, as Ukpong has gone down as they started to start a counter. There may be a booking here. We'll see what they decide. (1-1), 60th minute between the Kings Warriors and the River City Rovers.
Looks like a yellow card was issued.
Looks like Robbie Tarver was booked on the play, and it may have not even been for the actual tackle.
Might have been for a few of the words following the card, or following the call.
Asante plays it into the 6-yard box.
Dangerous ball.
And it's going to be a push in the back on somebody.
Good service on the free kick.
The referee has issued a yellow card to the River City Rovers.
Looks like Ramsey was.
Napo Matsoso in the 59th minute. Again, yellow card to the Rovers, number 20. Napo Matsoso in the 59th minute.
Excuse me, Moshosho was the one that was booked for the yellow card.
Looks like there's going to be a substitution here for the Kings Warriors.
Go ahead, who's coming out?
Looks like Ben Steen.
Yep.
Outside back for the Warriors coming off the pitch.
We'll get a number for you here in a second.
Looks like Lewis Grant.
Substitution for your Southern West Virginia Kings Warriors.
Number 2.
Out of the game at defender from Edinburgh, Scotland.
Lewis Grant will be coming into the match, the Milligan defender.
And he replaces number 15, Ben.
You would think he's a much more attacking mindseted outside back than Steen probably is.
62nd minute.
Dangerous player, the Scottish international.
Absolutely,
Payne with a
they'll look
chance
for him to get involved in the attack as Payne gets the ball ripped out from underneath him.
Good layoff there from the Rovers. They'll look to counter here. Haven't had a whole lot of urgency to go forward here in the last few minutes, as Asante was called for the foul. Well, that was the first substitution made by Ridenour here in the match, and we're 63 minutes in. So on cue, he makes that first substitution just over the hour mark. 1-1 your score between the Rovers and Kings Warriors. A big matchup here in the South Atlantic Division.
Nice chance here for the Rovers. Warriors getting back behind the ball.
9 players behind the ball for the Kings Warriors. Lewis was able to take it over. Still trying to get away with it. Ukpong. No call made on the play as the center official lets him continue to play. Grant still trying to push his player back, and Moshosho has to let it loose. Ramsey trying to track it down.
Possession going back and forth, passing a little sloppy at the moment.
Quick restart for the Rovers.
You can see the Warriors really pressuring up, picking their opportunities to be very aggressive defensively, high up on the field. Ball again given away. Looks like a foul was called.
Rovers will restart it here at the midway line. Nice little back heel. Rovers continue to try to keep possession. They do. Suleiman Thomas out wide on the opposite side. Overlapping outside back. Waits for it and can't get it. And a deflection right into the hands of Geyer.
Alex Geyer comes out to take care of that one for your Kings Warriors.
Big throw by the keeper, trying to start a little counterattack.
Great touch there from Ukpong. Sam Blackman.
And here, this is what they want, a little bit of space for creativity, good run by the outside back.
Absolutely.
Corner kick coming up for your Kings Warriors.
Vitalis continuing to get forward, using his left foot to try and swing balls in. That one was deflected out, but an opportunity coming up here for the Warriors on a corner.
Asante will take this one. The Old Dominion standout.
Looks like Vitalis standing at the top of the box, ready to hunt down anything that's cleared out, but a good clearance. Good defensive header there by the Rovers to get the ball out.
Gideon still shows his class and his speed, even after his time at Old Dominion. Grant will serve the ball in far and wide and is out of play. Asante, though, was one of those guys back in the day that was a part of the, as a sophomore, I believe it was a part of the Herman watch list as a, the player of the year at the Division I level. Had a fantastic career at Old Dominion. Came from a really high expectation, though, as he came out of Shattuck St. Mary's, Minnesota, a huge program up there, always producing good players. And state title winner there numerous years in a row before moving on to play here in Virginia. 67th minute. It's all tied up at 1 apiece between the Rovers and the Kings Warriors. You got to think, if you're the Warriors here, you're going to be disappointed if you can only get a draw and get the 1 point, Pete.
Absolutely. I think you hope for, or you don't hope for, you go in to win these kind of games at your place, playing well, having chances created, doing well defensively, not giving up too much in the back. You'd want to come out of here with 3 points for sure. It'll be interesting to see if they get more aggressive here as the game goes on and if it stays 1-1.
Nice takeover there from Berra. Took it from Blackman right off his foot. The transfer from Ohio State, now at Louisville. Originally from St. Louis. Good ball played in. Geyer has to punch it out. Gets a good punch on it, though. Still with the Rovers, though. Now they're starting to build a little bit better, the River City side, and then just miss hit.
Had a guy running in on the back post. Couldn't find him. Again, that last pass always seems to be the most difficult. Rovers couldn't find it there.
Substitution for your Kings Warriors. Now into the game for Southern West Virginia at defender from Lipsiani, Michigan, and the Falcons of Messiah College, number 25, Josh Kramer. He replaces
another goal kick coming in for the Warriors, as Geyer will take it here in a second. The second sub has been made for Rettenauer's side as another Messiah defender comes into the game. And now they've got 3 out of their 4 defenders in from the same school. That just has got to help cohesion-wise.
Absolutely. Chemistry is huge in the back defensively, just communication, understanding each other. And then Lewis Grant as well, coming out of Wesleyan Christian Academy alongside Carter Robbins, so there's some chemistry there already. So good familiarity in the back. I'm sure Coach Rittenauer is hoping that allows them to be nice and compact and tight and not give up any more goals here the rest of this match.
Just entered the 69th minute. Kings Warriors trying to find some space. Sam Blackman with it. Plays it back to Fubara. Fubara is now starting to sit a little bit low, sit a little bit deeper defensively. Blackman plays it out wide. Ukpong. Back to Asante. Trying to lay it off. Here's Grant. Plays a good ball in with some pace. And it's going to be headed out, and it's going to be out of bounds as Shaquille Hamilton had headed it out of bounds, and it had so much pace on he couldn't really control it, and it went out for a corner kick for the Kings Warriors.
And it looked like the official just recently gave a yellow card to number 11 from the Rovers for language.
James Barra, the Louisville player. Here's a good ball, and it's in the back of the net. Trying to see who it was, but great service ball.
Looked like Jeremy Payne.
And Daylon Hawes, with his hands on his hips, is in shock of the beautiful run made by the Kings Warriors.
A great delivery. You have to have a good service if you want to do something with the corner, and it was a great service, a good left-footed ball in. Looked like Payne beat his man to the ball and hit it far post. Both shots, both goals going in for the Kings Warriors, finding that same spot in the net, giving them a 2-1 lead.
What a tough finish that is. Coming in from the backside, running towards the near post, and then flicking it back to the far post, and just outside the stretching hands of the Rovers goalkeeper.
Josh Kramer's his college teammate, delivering the pass. Good finish by Payne.
And the Warriors have taken the lead 2-1 here in the 71st minute. But lots of time left.
Lots of time, and it'll be interesting to see how the Rovers respond to this. They've been beat to most balls. The Warriors seem to have more intensity here this half, just out hustling a little bit. Let's see if this gets the Rovers team energized a little bit to try and fight back.
Ukpong back to Grant. Into that space Blackman finds, or excuse me, Payne came back for.
A little miscommunication there. Like Kramer's thought he was going to be making a run in. Ball given away.
Well, you gotta think of the genius decision making by Rittenauer there to make the sub when he did for Kramer's. As honestly, I mean, Vitalis was playing an incredible game as an outside back, but giving a little bit of fresh legs in there, change things up a little bit, and then he comes away with the assist to put the team up.
Yeah, an excellent service. And he's been pretty active up there, over there on the left side of the field. So coming on and making a difference. That's what you hope for your substitutions, that they have an impact on the game, and Kramer certainly has had that so far.
Asa Miller comes into the match for the Rovers team. Appeared in 6 matches. He's a junior at Michigan State up in East Lansing. Originally from Louisville. It seems that most of the players out of the Rovers side are players that play in and around the area or collegiately, or they're originally from the area and maybe play somewhere else during their college season. And when you have, a relatively big city as Louisville is, you've got a little bit more to choose from in regards to talent pool.
Absolutely, and their club teams and youth leagues have really developed. They've produced a lot of very good, talented players as the Warriors look to attack and win a corner.
Great work right there from
Here comes a corner kick for your
Blackman.
Kings Warriors.
And you can tell why Sean Frazier, the head coach at Midland's so high on that kid, and you know, was an All-American, all honorable mention as a freshman this past year, and Frazier's really turned that program around at Midland, has turned him into a national contender, has beat Hastings in the regular season this past year, and you'll see them in the national tournament at the NAI level here very soon, as another team really to watch out for in the GPAC.
Absolutely. Blackman's had a great game. He's been all over the field, both defensively and in the attack.
United in the Canadian Soccer League from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, number 24, Morgan Copeland.
Wow, what a chance there
He replaces number 4
by the Kings Warriors. They opt to go to the top of the box to Fubara, and he has a crack at it, but it goes just wide.
Another substitution made for the Kings Warriors as Morgan Copeland enters the match. He'll be the target player, it looks like. We'll see how they kind of set up things. Asante will come out here wide right where Ukpong was. Good chance here. Payne with an opportunity as it was flicked on from Copeland with a couple players to beat. He'll pull it back. Here's Asante with the step over. Lays it back. There's Morgan. Oh, good chance there from the Kings Warriors, and it just couldn't, the 1-2 just couldn't happen. Here's a nice counter, though. Dylan Terry plays it up wide and high, and he can't get down to it. Was Thomas as the on-rushing Warriors keeper.
See Jeremy Payne dropped in a little bit more into the midfield.
Fubara, if you've noticed, has also he's become a lot deeper too, sitting almost I mean just right in front of the two center backs. One of the older guys on the team.
Absolutely, you always want to have that experience there, the composure there, the direction from someone in that position. Fubara's done a good job of that this game, especially when you got a guy next to you like Blackman that's doing a lot of the work getting up and back. There's Copeland, the substitute.
Copeland trying to catch up with the pace of the game right now. He's had 2 clean opportunities to connect a pass and hasn't. I think just the timing and the communication still lacking for the substitute. Asante back to Grant. Grant into the feet of Fubara.
This is good for the Warriors right now. 13 minutes left in the game, controlling possession. Rovers still looking to get something going. Haven't had too many clean chances this half. On goal. Not much time left, but plenty of time for them to get an equalizer. As Ramsey almost runs through the ball, he would have been clear on goal had he been able to get just a little bit more of a solid touch on it.
Ramsey been very effective for Rittenauer's side this season. Actually, in the opening match here at East River this season, came up with a goal and an assist, and tonight he's come up with a goal to take his goal tally to 2 now. And that probably could be a little bit higher, but, you know, Scott's been playing him in a different role as an outside back, so that's probably eliminated a few of his chances moving forward.
Such a quality player, very hard-working, very technical, versatile player. Those are the kind of guys you like to have on your team to fill in different roles. And tonight, on the outside, on the wing, he's been very effective, obviously getting a goal. Oh, some creative play here.
Asante tried to sneak it in to Morgan Copeland, who was rushing towards the near post, but a great 1v1 move that Asante made, beating his defender.
Incredible footwork and at such pace. He's got good side-to-side speed, good change of pace. He's a handful on the outside. Just trying to find that final pass, though. Good defensive play by the Rovers, but giving up a corner kick. This is where the Warriors got their last goal. It'll be interesting to see if they have a similar service or try something different.
Corner coming in near post, and it's first to it was one of the Rovers players. It's still in the box, puts it in the back of the net, and he's onside.
Looks like it's a goal.
And with the influx of players in the box, I couldn't even tell who it was who poked it in.
Yeah, the sideline official seemed to have a clear view and very confident that there was a guy there keeping him on. You know, the service wasn't a good service. It didn't get past the first defender, but the defender did a poor job of getting the ball out. He actually headed the ball back into the penalty area, like we saw right at the beginning of the game. A couple bad touches by defenders there in the box, and that can punish you, and that's what happened there for the Rovers as the Kings Warriors take a 3-1 lead here with just 10 minutes to go.
And we always talk about a 2-goal lead being the most dangerous if you're the team that's up. Let's see how the Warriors continue to play tactically. Blackman with some space now. Beats his defender, plays it out wide. Here's Ramsey, corner of the box, and he'll be called off.
Yeah, definitely don't want to let down now. The Rovers can score goals quickly if they need to. The Warriors want to make sure to keep their style going, keep the pressure up.
Rovers, they been interesting to watch them tonight. They're very good in the counterattack, but it's that final pass that they've struggled with tonight.
Yeah, they've gotten out behind the defense a few times, like you said, Chase, but just haven't been able to connect that last cross in, that last ball through to an attacker. Oh, they did the one time, a beautiful pass and a nice finish, and that's how they got their goal. But outside of that, it's been fairly slim in the amount of chances that they've created.
And we just got the official word that third goal was Ramsey again. Just get on the end of it. Always kind of a player that's got a knack for the goal and always at the right spot at the right time.
Good tackle there by Lewis Grant, cutting off the passing lane. And now the Warriors are off and running. They got some numbers going forward. This is a dangerous chance here for the Warriors. If they can get the ball across.
Ramsey with another chance, looking for his third goal of the night to pull off the hat trick, and sailed a little too far. He had two guys in the box with him, Asante and Copeland.
Well, you can see after even going up 2 goals, the Warriors haven't let their foot off the pedal, still controlling the flow of the game, still winning the 50-50 challenges. They just seem a little bit hungrier. Seem a step ahead right now of the Rovers.
Wind starting to pick up here in the second half. A brisk evening once the sun went down. Joking before the game, my partner in crime here brought a jacket and people were making fun of him, but he's the warm one here.
Absolutely. Always got to plan ahead, take a peek at the weather.
3-1 in favor of the home side, and it's all been here in the second half as the Rovers went on top on a counter-attacking goal in the first half in the 38th minute, and the Warriors have responded with 3 straight goals here in the second half.
Good play there by the Warriors. Again, going side to side, keeping possession, using Fubar in the middle to connect east and west, and that's creating chances for them, whether they're isolating Asante on one side or Ramsey on the other. They're continuing to put pressure on the Rovers here late in the game. Oh, a lovely ball here out of the back by Lewis Grant.
Grant to Ramsey. Tried to find the onrushing Sam Blackman.
Oh, Blackman with a 50-yard run back into the midfield to win the ball after getting taken away by the Rovers defender. That's the kind of night Blackman's had. He's been all over the field. He's tracking back when he needs to. He's winning the ball, keeping possession.
And it allows a guy like Fubara to sit back as well. You know, it gives him a lot of balance. Here's Copeland, pulls it back. He had his player beat. I don't even know exactly why he pulled it back. Payne with it now. Payne beats one defender, pulls it back. He'll lay it back off to his left back.
Warriors looking very comfortable right now.
85th minute, 5 minutes left to play here in the second half. You're watching live coverage of South Atlantic PDL action here in West Virginia between the Kings Warriors and River City Rovers. Thanks for joining us here on the Turbo Sports Network.
Another ball played in, outside the reach. Another Rovers attacker, and Fubara there, commanding possession in the back as the Warriors bring the ball back up the field. Again, going east to west for the Warriors, opening up some space.
Fubara, right at the midfield line, has about 3 Rovers defenders around him.
Got bailed out there, although did get maybe tugged a little bit, pulled back.
Things starting to get a little chippy for the Rovers. Probably a little frustration starting to set in.
It's really been a much improved second half for the Warriors. They came out with a lot more energy, created a lot more chances, and have really dominated play, where the first half was a little more even. Second half has been all Southern West Virginia.
From Dallas, Texas, and the Lions of Bryan College, number 7, Benny Bardalis.
Another sub for Rittenhour's
A
team.
wonderful turn there.
9, Sam Blackman. Again into the game,
Out wide.
Kings Warriors at forward.
And that one goes out of play.
Benny Bardalis replacing number 9, Sam Blackman.
Bardalis enters the game, the Bryan College graduate. He relieves Sam Blackman, who's had a heck of a night for the Kings Warriors, has really put in a full 86 minutes for his side.
Absolutely a good match for Sam Blackman.
Here's a good look for the Rover City, and Geyer had to head it away. A little pressure being shown by the Rovers. Good awareness from the Hastings goalkeeper. Asante traps it with the outside of his foot, lays it right in front of him. Nice touch.
You can see the Rovers now really pressing high.
Copeland tries to flick it over his head after a nice play from.
Looks like a substitution in for the Kings Warriors.
Starting to make a few changes here.
Keep the legs fresh.
Jorge McKenna comes into the match, the Limestone senior. He comes in for Jake Ramsey, so it's 2 of the guys that really had a huge impact for Southern West Virginia are now taken out and giving them a breather.
Oh, good tracking there in the midfield. And now the Warriors are off and running. Let's see what they can do with it. Asante, uh-oh.
Breakaway for Gideon Asante. Nice ball from Morgan Copeland. He's got a 1v1 with the keeper. Can he beat him? No. And he is taken down.
And it's a penalty. Referee calling the PK. Asante going down. Looked like a touch just got away from him, but he pushed it past the keeper. And the Kings Warriors will be awarded with a PK.
And it's hard to tell from our angle, and unfortunately we didn't bring our big production set up for this match, and we can't get you a replay, but you wonder how much contact there was being made.
Yeah, it looked like Sante's touch maybe got away from him a little bit, but again, we don't have the benefit of slowing it down and seeing it frame by frame.
You wonder if what they're upset about is after that, like you said, that touch went away from him. Does he have a clear goal scoring opportunity at that point? And then maybe that's why they're upset. But regardless, if he's clipping him in the box, even if it's a goal scoring opportunity or not, that's still a penalty.
Absolutely, yeah. If you're in the box, you're dribbling away from the goal or towards the goal. It's going to be a PK, and the newly entered Benny Bardalis is going to step up to strike the ball for the Kings Warriors. And the Warriors, I'm sure, looking to prove something after that 3-0 defeat earlier.
Bardalis with it and hits it wide. And Daylon Hawes is off the hook, at least for now, as Bardalis comes into the match and misses the PK wide left. And the score will remain at 3-1. probably could have been the nail in the coffin. 3-1, still a comfortable lead, but it's not 4-1.
Absolutely. That's that one extra goal seems to make a difference when you're reading the score line. But at the same time, 3 points is 3 points.
Absolutely. Fubara with it for trying to find Copeland. Copeland, a big target up top.
Copeland's done well coming in after getting into the flow of play, has made a couple nice turns. Here he is again.
With a look back to Payne. Payne cuts it back on a defender, and there's another defender to take it away, but a great opportunity. Here's a strike from Fubara.
Looked like Payne was trying to get that last touch over to the outside to Asante, and the Rovers defense just came over and poked it away just before he could make the pass.
Another substitution being made for the Kings Warriors now.
Looks like Gideon Asante is heading off.
All right, substitution now for your Southern West Virginia Kings Warriors. Now into the game in the midfield from Santiago de Aguas, Panama, and the Dolphins of Jacksonville University.
Hector Vega will enter the match now. The midfielder from a well-respected Division II team down in the Sun Belt Conference.
Number 13, Hector Vega, replacing number 8, Gideon Asante.
And they're in the 90th minute. Referee keeping the time.
Not too much injury time or added time should be left on the clock at this point. We didn't see too much time wasting. There are a few yellow cards being made, a couple goals scored, but outside of that, nothing too major that should allow the referee to put too much extra time on the clock. There's a nice 1-2 with Rover City. He tries to chip Geyer, and he can't. A great opportunity, and in the way you've seen the urgency of the Rovers the last 5 to 10 minutes, as a head coach, you're probably thinking, we wish we could have played this way the whole match.
Yeah, where was this earlier in the match? Now, naturally, they're going to throw a few more numbers forward and take a few more chances. But that shot being one of not very many in the second half for the Rovers. As the long ball and a foul committed there. Going to the Rovers. Certainly not much time left here in the match as the Rovers are bringing it up on the left side of the pitch. Jeremy Payne still tracking hard defensively and winning the ball.
Could have beat 2 defenders there. Decides to kind of wait for a couple of his Warriors players to have a few chances here. Overlapping run from Vega. McKenna. Vega. Tried to heel it off. Warriors with a shot deflected, and it should be a corner kick.
Some good interchange there by the attackers there for the Warriors, making overlapping runs and getting in behind the defense. Well, corner kicks have been very friendly to the Warriors tonight. Let's see if they can put in a third goal off a corner. Look like they're going to go short here, whether they're going to just hold the ball in the corner or try and swing one in.
Right here at the East River Soccer Complex.
Looks like they're running out the clock a little bit.
Another hard challenge from behind, and it's a yellow card issued to the Rovers in the waking moments here of the second half.
See if the Warriors decide to swing the ball in here for one final attempt or get the ball into the corner and see out the clock.
Fubara plays it back in a good decision. Vega back here as the right back gives it to Copeland, and that's going to be your match. Well, it was a tale of two halves in regards to at least finishing for the Kings Warriors, and a struggling effort on the behalf of the River City Rovers as they couldn't tally another goal off of their first half goal. It went into the break at 1-0 in favor of the away side from Louisville, Kentucky, but it was all the Kings Warriors in the second half, with goals from Jeremy Payne and then a brace from Jake Ramsey it was a final of 3-1 in favor of the Kings Warriors. Now that moves the Kings Warriors up 3 points in the standings. They will move now to 5-4-2 in the South Atlantic Division, and it drops the Rovers into their, kind of snaps their 5-game unbeaten streak at this point, and they now drop to below 500 at 3-4-3.
Yeah, real credit to Coach Rittenauer and his staff for making adjustments there in the second half, or if nothing else, motivating the team. And the guys put in a lot of hard work, especially through the midfield, and really won the midfield battle. I know we've talked a lot about Blackman and Fubara and some of the play of their wide players, and Ramsey and Asante and Jeremy Payne being big up top. And what a credit to the defense as well. We talked about their chemistry quite a bit, and they really held tight in the back and didn't give up much behind the ball after that play in the first half off the goal. So a good team performance by the Kings Warriors and a good win, good 3 points for them.
Well, the Kings Warriors have avenged their earlier defeat of the Rovers that they had in the first meeting between the two teams, as the Rovers took the 3-0 defeat of the match back in early June, and now it's all squared at 1 apiece in their matchups head-to-head, and they'll have one more chance. It will kind of be a tiebreaker in late July in, I think, what is one of the last remaining games in their South Atlantic Division schedule. Well, from all of us here at Turbo Sports, we thank you for joining us here on the Turbo Sports Group Network. Again, a final from East River Soccer Complex. The Southern West Virginia Kings Warriors 3, River City Rovers 1. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back with more action again on the Turbo Sports Network. Coming up next will be live action from the IMG Academy with the Super 20 finals in Bradenton, Florida. For more information about Turbo Sports, you can log on to their website at www.turbosportsgroup.com.